What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to DGA Live. It's your host, Dominic Arena. Hanging out with me, as always, is the beautiful Miss Chris.
Hey.
And we are back on, it's still October, so we said we were going to make this month all about Halloween. So we have talked about our favorite horror movies. We have talked about Halloween in general. Continuing with the theme is we are going over spooky video games. Games to play during October. Now, we didn't create a list, like a top 10 like we normally do. Instead, I went and picked a handful of some just great horror-based or spooky-themed video games that we're gonna post up here on the back screen right here, and just kind of give you some recommendations that you guys can play this October. So, kicking it off, first one is random. This is no order. I have it on random right now. First one that I picked up is probably the first horror game I ever owned. Is Friday the 13th for Nintendo. I know you played it with me.
Yep.
You remember this guy?
We play it every weekend. How can I forget?
No, this is for Nintendo.
Oh no, I've never played this.
Yeah, we played it. It's the game, 8-bit game, where you pick different consoles.
On our little tiny,
yeah.
Right.
And you basically run around through the different cabins as Jason's trying to kill you. You got to save the other counselors. It's not a anytime I see that LGN logo, that usually frightens me. But for some reason, LGN did a good job with horror games. Music was pretty decent in it, even though it was repetitive. But do you remember going through the cabins in that first-person mode, and you're going around the beds?
Very vaguely. We played this not very much. Like maybe one time, just a couple times. I don't remember.
Yeah, I played it mainly as a kid.
You played it with Logan a lot. I haven't played it.
Right. But when he pops out around the corner, the chung-chung, and he's that purple fucking Jason with the teal mask. That right there used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. I thought that was like the first horror game where you had a jump scare. I thought that was excellent. So I had to put that down. So anybody that's still rocking Nintendo games and rocking 8-bit series, definitely worth the play is Friday the 13th for Nintendo. Now, we got Friday the 13th for Xbox One, PS4. I believe it's on Steam. I fucking love this game.
Yeah, this is the one we play every weekend.
This is the one we play every weekend. Now, this game's been out for a few years now, and actually right now, if you are an Xbox One owner and you are an Xbox Gold, you can download it for free right now, and I think that window closes in 15 days. If you are a PS4 owner, it's 50% off right now on the PS Store. We bought a physical copy of it. Absolutely love this game. You could play as Jason, or you could play as a counselor. It is online play, so you get to play with other people. But man, the suspense playing.
Only when you're playing as a counselor, it's scary.
Yeah.
Because you can't. Like if he can pop up behind you and you don't know it until you look behind you.
Right. And it's
that's what's the scary about it.
One thing that's cool about this game is it has use one of the bumpers, I believe it is. It'll actually give you a reverse view to look behind you, and you just see Jason kind of creeping up on you. That right there, the suspense of that build up playing the game as he's trying to kill you, and it could be one of your friends playing Jason. It's a blast.
It is.
The definitely worth it, even at $20, but it's free right now.
Yeah, I prefer playing Jason. I feel like playing the counselor is a little bit harder because you have missions to complete, and if you get people that know what they're doing, they help complete those missions. But if you can get people that have no clue, and it's just basic survival at that point.
Right. The object of the counselor is basically to find car parts, get the car running, and get the fuck out of Dodge. Meanwhile, homeboy's trying to kill you. Awesome game. I can't talk about enough. Now, just to bring up a little bit more on this game too, I actually got a response from Gun Media, which is one of the makers of this game. They stated that there's a lawsuit going on between Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham for the rights to Friday the 13th, and this is not going to end until about spring of 2020. Until that is 100% done, There will be no DLC, and there will be no updates on this game. They confirmed that. They said that there's too many people involved with this title that it's not up to them to make the decision whether or not this game gets any more released licensed material. So it's kind of cool to see them respond to that post, and hopefully we see more from this game come spring of next year. Next on the randomizer, Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street, this is the Nintendo game. This is the last time I remember Freddy Krueger having a full-fledged video game. Now the character Freddy Krueger has been brought into other games. Like he was a playable character in Mortal Kombat for a while. He's in Dead by Daylight. But the last time I can remember Freddy had a full-length video game was back in 1990 for the Nintendo. And again, it's an LGN game. Have you played this one?
Maybe. I don't know.
Basically, you're a teenager, you're running around, and as you get tired, you go into a dream state, and the screen will go into this like wavy motion thing. Now everything's in a dream state. You have like dream warrior powers. You drink coffee to stay alive.
Oh, I have played those.
Yeah, old fucking Nintendo game, but it's definitely worth the play for Halloween, so that's why I put it on this recommendation. Left 4 Dead. This game here, awesome play. My sister introduced me to this game. This is Xbox 360. I believe you can play it on like Valve and Steam. I'm not sure about this. You haven't played this one yet, right? Another survival game, zombie style game. There's Left 4 Dead 2 also. There's a sequel to this. They're both fantastic. There's been talks of remaking this game for Xbox One. It is an Xbox exclusive, if I remember correctly, for the 360. There might be backwards compatibility to play it on Xbox One, but it hasn't been remastered. So it's a little bit older technology in it. Super fun game. If you like survival horror games, zombie games, there's a ton of hacks for it, which you can look up online. Give Left 4 Dead a shot. You won't be disappointed. This one here, not necessarily scary, but one of Crystal's favorites. Now, I played Luigi's Mansion back on the GameCube. You have Dark Moon.
Yes, I have this one.
And you've been playing the shit. I'll let you tell them about this one.
This one is actually the first time I've ever played Luigi's Mansion. It was a recommendation from a friend of ours, and yeah, it's fun. You go around. So the first level is a mansion. You go around basically to each room. You collect the dark crystals. Every level they're different colors, but you collect those. You have to collect all the ghosts. You have to collect Boo in every level.
That's Boo right there.
Yeah, that's Boo, and he's definitely difficult to collect. It's fun though.
A lot of puzzles too, right?
Yes.
In Dark Moon.
Puzzles, yeah, it's puzzles. So you may have like a roll of yarn, and it's just kind of sitting there, but you can pick it up. You know, and so you finally figure out that you have to unravel it, and then a ghost will pop out.
Oh, I got you.
So it's like all different.
Yeah, little hidden secrets.
Yeah. Or there was one where you had to like set the clock a certain time.
Yeah.
But you had to go somewhere else to find the time to figure out
what time to set it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun though. I played the shit out of it when I first got it. Then I had to put it down because
it's addicting.
It is. It's very time, and it's time consuming. So you can't quit in the middle of a level or you lose everything. So a level could take you, depending on how fast you are. And me, I'm not.
Yeah.
There's no save.
Oh, there's no save.
No, you have to finish the level.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and so it could be 25, 45 minutes to finish a level.
But great graphics, even for the GameCube. They did a really good job converting it over to the 3DS. Now, anybody who's a Switch owner, Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out on Halloween this year. I saw it advertised at Walmart. They'll have it. Best Buy's going to have it. And that one's going to take place in a hotel.
Oh, right. You told me that.
And there's some online play. There's a new character called Luigi in it. It looks dope as shit. I'm not a Switch owner, but would almost buy a Switch just for that game because it looked sick as hell.
I would like to get the other one that
the new DS game that came out, right?
Wasn't there one before Dark Moon?
That was GameCube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
so
the
yeah,
original.
then the new one.
Yeah, the original was GameCube, Dark Moon, and then they came out with another one last year for DS.
I just remember Josh saying that one of them was not as good as the other.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
He said this one was the better one, but I don't remember what the other DS game was. But
Do you know what this is?
No.
This is one of my all-time favorite games, and I believe I talked about it on a different episode. This is a game called Maniac Mansion that is available. You can play it on the Nintendo. It's also available for like Commodore. I think Commodore 64 and some of the older generation gaming computers. Awesome game. As you can see, it's a point-and-click type game. You're in this house, a meteor hit. You basically, I think his girlfriend gets captured, if I remember the story correctly. You have to go through this house, find clues, find shit in the fridge, grab the chainsaw, do all this shit, and save your girl without being caught by the alien life forms that live there. Ton of fucking fun.
Sounds familiar.
It's way better on the Commodore 64 than the Nintendo, but the Nintendo is not a disappointment. It's definitely worth it. If you guys have NESs still, check that out. I recommend it highly. Resident Evil 2. Now, any of the Resident Evils are great for Halloween. Now, the reason why I threw 2 in the mix is because it just recently got a remaster. And it is considered to be one of the best remasters. I have not played the remaster, but it's considered to be one of the best remasters graphically, everything. They did Capcom, I believe it's Capcom, did an excellent job doing this. I played the original 1 and 2, and those are probably my favorites to date, and they're like on, I don't know how many they fucking got now. 5, 6, 7 of these fucking things, plus Code Veronica and all this other shit. You're into zombie games, you're into, it's kind of a survival horror in a way, with a storyline behind it. Resident Evil 2, definitely check. Did you play 2?
I've never played any of the Resident Evils. I've seen them being played, but I don't think I've actually physically played them. But I've seen a ton of gameplay. Right.
The first one to me is classic. It takes place in the mansion. It was PS1. And if you go back and play that PS1 version, it didn't age very well. It's horrible acting, shitty graphics, all that stuff. But it's still fun to play. If you want a reboot, this is a great reboot to check out. Resident Evil 2, I believe, PlayStation 4 for sure. I believe it's on Xbox One also. I'd have to double check. But I had to introduce it on this channel. See what pops up next. Silent Hill. This was another game that inspired a whole movie series. Do you remember Silent Hill? The very, very haunting. They had those guys that walked around with they dragged their swords, and it looked like they had these big pyramids on their head. They were huge. So there's like just a dude dragging a sword, and they had this like pyramid on their head. They were just evil fucking creatures. Zombie-esque type shit. I had this for the PS1, so anybody who's still playing PS1, collecting PS1 stuff, this is a must-have for horror games. It started an entire franchise. There's a few Silent Hills out there, and it actually inspired a whole movie series too, Silent Hill, that were okay. Had to add it to this list to kind of, as just a recommendation. Splatterhouse, my baby. My baby. So, first time I played Splatterhouse was on the TurboGrafx 16. It is on Sega. I've also played it on Sega. The first 3 are amazing. Now, I know they did some type of like reboot or a 4th one or something like that for like PS2 or something. I don't remember. Never played it. Looked like total garbage. But those first 3 games, the side scroller, beat 'em up style. Basically, you play as this guy right here. His name's Rick. As you can tell, he looks just like fucking Jason. I don't know how they didn't get any freaking copyright infringement. But you gotta save his girlfriend. And he goes around beating the shit out of monsters, zombies, ghouls, all that shit. It was pretty bloody, pretty graphic for TurboGrafx 16 and for Sega. Now this is a game I would love to see somebody fucking reboot in that Streets of Rage 4 style. You know how they like stayed true to the original side scroller. Definitely tell the characters were pulled right out of the original generation, but they did it kind of a cartoon comic book style.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see done to this. I think that would be, and do all three of them. Release it as a pack or some shit, just like they did with Spyro. Xbox One, PS4, whatever, Steam, whatever you want to do. Somebody get on that because that would sell like hotcakes. I know it would. This will be available on the TurboGrafx 16 Mini that comes out in March. And then it's also going to be available from Evercade when they release their handheld, also in March. Great game to play during Halloween, though. What else we got? Oh, one passed. We're going to go back. I think that was Castle. We recently bought this. I was a big fan of the Castlevania series growing up. I had the Nintendo. I had the Sega Genesis games. You guys can get the Castlevania collection, which is, how many was on there? 8?
You consider this horror?
Yeah, it's Simon Belmont fighting Dracula, and I mean there's zombies in the game. You got werewolves. It's that old school horror. Okay. That's why I consider Castlevania in that. Excellent TV show when they put that up on Netflix. The anime, we watched that.
I slept
You slept through most of it, yeah. But
not my cup of tea.
If you want to know more about the story, I believe Netflix still has it up. It's the Castlevania anime, which they nailed. Season 1 slow as fuck. Season 2 nailed it. But you can get the Castlevania collection on PS4, Xbox One for like $15, and it's 8 games. It's not the whole series. Because there's like 20 Castlevania games. If you count DS and Sega Saturn and all the other shit that came out with it. But if you like the old school Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, and Game Boy is in this collection. And they even have Kid Dracula on there, which was never released in the States. We played that. Alright, what we got next? Oh, how's it doing too? Figures. Dead by Daylight. Now this is a game that, just like Friday the 13th, we got late into the game. This was recommended to me by my brother and a whole bunch of other people on Twitter. Said, hey man, I know you're a big Friday the 13th fan. You like the survival horror. Get this game, Dead by Daylight. So I finally picked it up maybe 2 weeks ago.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. We've only put maybe 5-6 hours on it, and it's fucking awesome.
Super scary. This is the scariest by far.
This is, yeah, if you like jump scares, stuff like that. Basically, the way it's played, as you can see, there's 5 hash marks here. It's 4 survivors and a killer. And per game. So you and your friends, you can jump into these arenas, basically. And everything is themed differently. They got Haddonfield from Halloween. They have Hawkins from Stranger Things. They have all these different levels, not to mention all these DLC characters. So they got Michael Myers, Ghostface, Freddy, the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, Leatherface, a whole bunch of other people too. And if you're the killer, it's first person, and your job is basically to kill these 4 survivors trying to get out of this area. You have to get 5 generators running. Once the 5th generator is running, you guys tag team to try to fix these generators. Once the 5th generator is running, it'll signal an alarm to go unlock the front door or wherever the hell you're at. And then you boogie. You get the fuck out of Dodge. Fun as shit, man. We had a whole bunch of people here last week, and we played this for what, like 4 hours?
Something like that.
All taking turns, playing the survivors, killers,
continued
all that
throughout
stuff.
the night after everybody left.
Yeah. Oh my God. We were just, especially my cousin and my sister, my brother's girlfriend, just screaming as the killer's coming around. It's a fucking.
And your son.
Yeah, it's a.
Was the worst.
It's a bag
ever.
of laughs. We're sitting there dying laughing, and getting scared. Like, go, bitch! She's on your ass. It is. Oh my God, the adrenaline from this game is
but
amazing.
It was really hard at first. The very first night that we downloaded it and put it in, I didn't really get to play it. I really let him and his son play it. And I didn't really like it. I felt that it was really hard. But by the second time, and I figured out how to hide almost as the survivor, it's different than Jason. Like,
yeah, totally different.
Jason can see you, where this guy, like in Friday the 13th, he's got like the radar, so you turn red. In this, he doesn't have that vision to see you, so you can hide behind a bale of hay and duck, and he won't see you where Jason would see your outline.
Yeah, he'd see through it. Right?
Yeah, so once you learn how to hide and...
Right, and you can't just sit there and hide the whole game, because basically, the closer the killer gets to you, the louder the music gets for him, the guy playing the killer. And then as you start to run, you leave a trail of blood. Mm-hmm. So you gotta really fucking duck, weave, all that stuff. Now, playing as the survivor, it's a heartbeat.
Yeah, you hear the heartbeat when the killer gets close to you.
Right, so yeah, the faster the heartbeat gets, the closer he's getting, and then it'll eventually disappear when you're safe.
Right, and honestly, the generators are pretty difficult to repair. So if you're not helping out, it's not fun.
Trying to do it by yourself is very time consuming, and you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
Playing with people that it's more of a co-op type thing. It's just a ton of fun.
It is.
It's a ton of fun. If you haven't checked it, if you haven't played it, at least go check out a YouTube video of gameplay on this, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just it's addicting.
It really is.
It's super addicting. Let me see if I don't know if I have any more in this bad boy. No, that's it. So those are our recommendations. Just a couple like honorable mentions that I didn't kind of put in here. I just thought about it as filming. Is they just released a remastered Ghostbusters game that even and I want to say that was like Xbox 360. It was good back then, and the remaster looks incredible. I haven't played that, and it's exclusive to GameStop. So if you have a PS4, a Nintendo Switch, it's available for Switch. Dead by Daylight's available for Switch also. I think that just got released for the Switch. Friday the 13th just got released for the Switch too, but there's no sale for Switch games right now. But yeah, the real Ghostbusters remastered is available at GameStop. That looks incredible. Haven't played that. And then a game everybody's telling me to play, and I've done my research on it. I've watched videos, and it looks incredible. Is Alien Isolation.
Oh, right.
We talked about that. She is a huge Alien franchise fan. You said it was your favorite franchise. I haven't played an Alien game since Alien vs. Predator in the arcade. It's how fucking long it's been. I think this is a first-person game.
I know nothing about this game. I just
man,
a coworker stopped me yesterday and was like, "I have a game suggestion."
Right. And before he said something, I was
already
already researching this game.
Yeah.
So when you came and told me that he recommended it to you, I'm like, dude, I'm already about it.
Yeah.
It's available Xbox One, PS4. Don't know about the Switch. It is I think it's an online game. First person, kind of set up like the new Dooms, stuff like that. But very horror-esque, where you're going through corridors of the ship, and it's dark, so all you can see is where your flashlight's at, and you turn a corner, and boom, there's the bitch.
Right.
The bitch is back.
Shouldn't we have mentioned Doom?
Doom, I don't consider horror, but yeah, it could be played because it's just a bloody demon game. You're a demon. You're in hell basically, and you're fucking killing demons. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Doom. Yeah, I guess it's horror. It's blood, demons, and fire, and death, and whatnot. First person all the way through into the new one that comes out next year.
We have Doom, right?
We have Doom 2017.
We have not played it yet. We haven't downloaded it yet.
Yeah, I'm still a fan of the original. And the original is available for Switch. They just released it on the eShop, which is badass. I would love to play that handheld mode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's just some recommendations. Like I said, this was in no top 10 order. We just wanted to kind of get something out before Halloween and tell you what we've been playing. Friday the 13th and
so, question,
Dead by Daylight.
Friday the 13th or Dead by Daylight? Which is your favorite?
It's so tough because they're totally different. They're totally different. Me, because I'm a fucking huge Jason fan, and I love the movie franchise, and I love how there's levels. The levels in Friday are right out of the movie. You got Crystal Lake, you got Higgins Haven from the third one, so you got Pinehurst from the fifth movie. You got the Jarvis house. I mean, it's the game definitely needs an update and needs some more DLC to keep it fresh. And I'm hoping that right now, since it's free to download on the Xbox store, it brings this new crowd into the game and makes it poppin' again. Because we're not going to see DLC or anything for this game until at least spring 2020. So hold tight onto those games. Don't get rid of them yet. Dead by Daylight, yeah, there's a ton of DLC. Yeah. And everything's a perk. Every killer has a single perk. One killer can lay traps. Another killer can cloak himself. Mm-hmm. You as a survival has different perks.
But on the other hand, on that, the killer that can cloak himself, when he uncloaks himself, it's a big bell sound. So the survivors hear it.
You
so
have,
there's always
you have a weakness.
A weakness, yeah.
You have a weakness. A weakness to a strength. Mm-hmm. For every strength, there's a weakness. So yeah, but it just makes playing every character fun. And then they got a lot more levels, and they're constantly introducing new levels. Because everybody's playing that game. Like, I think Hawkins playing in the Hawkins lab, I think is the most recent upload. And they introduced new survivors. You could play as Laurie Strode. You could play as Steve Harrington from Stranger Things.
The problem that we ran into with Dead by Daylight is everybody's playing killers. Everybody wants to play the killer. So there's not enough survivors to, like, if you want to be a killer, it has a hard time finding more survivors to join your game. So I have yet to play the killer because we have not been able to get enough survivors.
Oh, you haven't played the killer yet?
No, that one night was the first night that
Okay.
That was the first night I had played.
Right.
And then we signed on to try to get me to be the killer. Finally, after like 6 or 7 minutes of waiting, I finally get into a game. And as soon as it drops me, like where I spawn and start, boom, everybody drops out.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to play killer yet. So it's harder. Everyone wants to play the killer.
And
no one wants
me
to play
personally,
the
I
survivor.
like playing the survivor because it's more. You get more of that suspense. You know what I mean? Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? Where the killer, you're just like, you son of a bitch. You get more frustrated trying to kill these guys. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us, man. So hopefully some of these games like spark your interest and you can check it out. Be sure to hit us up on Twitter, GOAT5150. I'm going to put that down in the description. Crystal is CRYYYSLE. Mm-hmm. Right? All right. I'll put that down in the description.
You should also, if you guys are on Xbox Live, find us on Xbox Live. If you play Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th, that would be
we'll get
kind of cool.
Get you in a private game.
We need more friends.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'll put our Xbox handles. We're on Xbox Live. We'll put that in the description as well. That way you can find us online and join a game with us. I've already joined a couple games with some guys off of Twitter, and it's been a blast.
Yeah.
So until the next one, we will catch you then. Peace and hair grease.